What are modern cryptography? Symmetric encryption algorithms include encryption methods in which both the sender and the receiver of message have same key. Or, less commonly, the keys are different but related and easy to calculate. These encryption algorithms were the only ones commonly known until July 1964. Modern research on symmetric encryption algorithm focuses mainly on block and streaming encryption algorithm and their application. The block chipper is similar to the Alberti multi-alphabetic chipper. Block chipper receives a fragment of plain text NK and output chipper text of the same size. Because messages are usually longer than one block, some method of gluing consecutive blocks is required. Several methods have been developed that differ in different aspects. The block chipper nodes should be closed carefully when using a block chipper in a crypto system. The data encryption standard and advanced encryption standard codes are block chipper standard approved by the US government. However, DIS stabilization was abolished after the adoption of the IIS standard. Also, the DAC standard has been deprecated. Remains quite popular. It is used in many cases for encryption ATM, to privacy for email, the square access to remote terminals. Many other chippers of different quality have also been developed. Many of them were broken. Streaming chippers, in contrast to block chipper, create a key of arbitrary length which superimposed on the plain text bit by bit or bulletly, in some ways like disciple board. In streaming chipper, with chipper text flow calculated based on integral state of the algorithm, which changes during operation. The change of state is controlled by the key, and in some algorithms also by the flow of the plain text. ARC4 is the example of a well-known wide strip streaming chipper. Cryptographic hash functions do not necessarily use keys, but they are often used and are important class of cryptographic algorithm. This function receives data and compute a short fixed number, hash. High-quality hash functions are designed in such a way that it is very difficult to find collision. Two open texts that have the same hash value. Message authentication codes are similar to cryptographic hash functions, except they use a secret key to authenticate the hash value when receiving a message. This feature often protects against attack on simple hashing function. Unlike symmetric, asymmetric encryption algorithms use a pair of related keys, public and secret. However, despite the connection between the public key and the secret key in the pair, the calculation of the public key for basic of the public key is considered technically impossible. In a symmetric crypto system, the public key can be freely distributed, while the private key must be kept secret. Typically, a masked key is used for encryption, with the private key is used for decryption. DeFi and Hellman have shown the public key cryptography impossible with the use of DeFi-Hellman key exchange protocol. Information that can be read, understood, then without any special measure is called plain text, clear text. The method of converting plain text to hide is assumed the called encryption for chipping. Encryption of plain text leads for transformation into uncalled chipper text. Encryption allows use to hide information from those whom it was not intended, despite the fact that the key see the chipper text itself. The opposite process of converting chipper text into the original form is called decryption of deprechiching. There are two types for cryptography in the world: cryptography, which prevents your younger sister from reading your files, and cryptography, which prevents large governments from reading your files. We will consider the second type of cryptography. Cryptography can be stable or weak, as described in example. Cryptographic realism is measured by how much time and resources it takes to recover the original plain text for cheaper text. The result of robust cryptography is cheaper text, which is extremely difficult to crack without having certain decryption tools. But how difficult? Using all the computing potential of modern civilization, over 1 billion computers performing 1 billion operations per second, it is impossible to decipher the result of stable cryptography until the end of the universe. Some may decide the robust cryptography will be able to withstand even the most serious cryptanalytics. But who is talking about it? No one has yet proven that the construct encryption available today, which is not as strong as the very much cheaper, will be able to withstand the computing power of computers available tomorrow. However, robust cryptography is the best robust cryptography to date. As for absolutely stable cryptography, the mathematical proof of consider under which the Riemann chipper is a completely stable chipper. Such a chipper that cannot be broken on the Fermat station. With American research Key S. Shannon is the classic work, Theory of Communication, which was declassified the first published in the United States in the Open Press in 1949. For more details, the Shannon Theory of Communication in Secret System, work on Information Theory of Cybernetics. Cryptographic algorithm, or chipper, is a mathematical formula that describes the process of encryption and decryption to encrypt plain text. And a cryptographic algorithm work is conjoined with the key, a word number of phrase. The same message will be converted to different cheaper text by the same algorithm, but with different keys. The security of cheaper text depends entirely on two things. The stability of cryptographic algorithm are the signs of the key. Crypto algorithm plus all sort of keys and protocols that activate them make up the crypto system. In traditional cryptography, also called secret or symmetric encryption, the same key is used to encrypt the decrypted data. The data encryption standard is an example of a symmetric algorithm that has been widely used in the West since the 1960s in banking the business. Nowadays, it was replaced advanced encryption standard.